It's a field back block, and that's
the guy that rolls his body around.
Mic Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later once it uploads. The big news out and about Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I want to know how you all feel about that as we move through the show. But please make sure you put your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat. We will truly, truly appreciate that. But we are here, man, getting it done on a Thursday. Gabe Davis reportedly met with the Steelers guys. I don't think that one's going to happen. His medicals are not checking out. We talked about that. What's up, Big JD? Good to see you, my friend. That's not going to work out. Those medicals just, from what I'm hearing, those medicals are not going to make this thing happen. There is some sort of concern there. There's some big reason that the Jaguars paid that guy $24 million over 14 months and let him go. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think that's going to happen. But the big news, Aaron Rodgers signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's up, Donald Loudenback? Welcome to the show, my friend, here on a Thursday. And again, big news. But the question is now, does Aaron Rodgers move this needle enough, man? I think the answer is no. I would rather watch Will Howard, Mason Rudolph. I would much rather watch those guys than a guy that probably is going to be using a walker to get out there on the football field. And we've seen the old man thing before. We saw Russell Wilson last year. We've seen this, man. We've seen this story unfold, and Mike Tomlin gets his man. And again, I want this to be very, very, very clear. This is a Mike Tomlin thing, man. Bringing Aaron Rodgers in here is on Mike Tomlin. And if this doesn't work out, it's got to be on Mike Tomlin. He's the guy that wants this to happen. Yeah, 1 year deal allowed him back. Yes. What's up, Kenneth Miller? Good to see you, man. I'm not so thrilled about it, Kenneth. I could live without it. Now, I hope he does really well. I do. I hope that this is a storybook ending for one Aaron Rodgers. But I got to tell you the truth, my friends. It's probably not. It's probably not going to be. Is he going to have weapons at his disposal? Absolutely. Is he going to be able to have the play action pass in a big, big way with guys like DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson seems to be lighting it up in shorts and a t-shirt down there on the south side. So maybe, yes, Aaron Rodgers can utilize that play action pass, utilize that big arm he still has. That big arm and utilize those big balls down the football field, man. Yeah, no pun intended there. But it is what it is, my friends. And Aaron Rodgers being a Steeler doesn't move the needle enough for me. So he ain't better than what we have. Y'all crazy. You're crazy. Shaking my head. That's from AWOL the Lock. I don't. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is better than Mason Rudolph, no doubt. But why do you want to see a repeat story? Haven't you already seen this story? Haven't you already seen this? It's like watching reruns on the fucking on TV. After you've seen them 10 times, they're not very fun anymore. I'm just saying, that's my opinion. And yeah, he is better. 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 Yeah, better. And don't say that I'm sitting here saying that he isn't. I would just much rather watch something else. Don't spin my words into something they're not, man. I know Aaron Rodgers is better than Mason Rudolph. I know that he is better than Will Howard right now, right this second. But Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. We know all about Aaron Rodgers, the old man. We don't know enough about Mason Rudolph, the guy that maybe could get a whole year under his belt. We don't know anything about Will Howard, who's been really impressing people down on the South Side. Would I like Will Howard to probably sit a year? Yes. But here's the thing, man. I would much rather watch Mason or Will. That's my personal opinion. Who cares? So you want Mason over Rudolph? That makes no sense. You got to type something in there that makes sense, AWOL. What's up, Daniel Barry? What's up, Mark Malone? Yeah, he's going to have to, Mark. Big pun in the house. He says, we finally have a QB who can stare down the Lamars, Burrows, Mahomes, Allens. I'm all in. Got my Rodgers jersey on. Yeah, man, if you're down to buy a Rodgers jersey for 1 year, go for it, my friend. I applaud you, Big Pun. But here's the thing, my friend. I think Mason Rudolph has shown you that he can square off against the Roger or the Lamars and the Burrows inside of this division. He did. He won games. He can do it. I just think you guys are overhyping a guy that's on the wrong side of 40 is just the only thing in my book. And again, I could be dead wrong. And again, I want him to have a great year, guys. I do. But man, I just have seen this show already. I've just seen this already. Donald Wildenback, I hope our O-line can hold up. Rodgers is not very mobile. No. JD says, what's JD say? I guess he is automatically number one. Mason on back burner again. Yeah. Mason Rudolph definitely is not favored in that building by Mike Tomlin. No doubt about that. But it is what it is. Mike doesn't want to go with him. He's not comfortable, I guess. I don't know what he needed to prove, what else he needed to prove. I thought he played really well, top 5 quarterback statistically in the NFL through his 4 games in 2023. Went to Tennessee, played in a bad situation, still made the best of it. A guy that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers that was just all world type guy. And Ramon Foster even said that a lot of those interceptions down there were just not Mason's fault. They were tip balls by the wide receivers, wrong routes being run, a ton of different shit going on down there. But Mason made the best of it. A good locker room guy. Everybody in that building loves him, I guess, except for Mike. I don't know. Mark Malone. I'm about to make a futures bet. Steelers win the Super Bowl in 2025. I hope you're right, man. What's up, Miss P? Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. We truly appreciate it. What's up, Foots Vic? Good to see you. Thank you, AWOL. I appreciate you, man. I just don't agree with the Aaron thing. That's all. That's all. I thought you were trying to be a hard ass with your comment, and then you you wrote it wrong, and that's why I had to dig in on you. But I appreciate you, man. I'm not trying to be an ass. Donald Loudenback, even with Rodgers, the Steelers are not going to the Super Bowl. Kenneth Miller, Rudolph is a backup QB. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's been regulated to, no doubt. He's never got a real opportunity, guys. He's always had somebody. He is the only quarterback that's been in this building that's not really gotten a real fair opportunity. And when he did actually get a fair opportunity at the end of 2023 into 2024, before he went to the Tennessee Titans, he did nothing but light the shit up. I mean, we were all chanting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Mason Saves Christmas, blah, blah, blah. We were all high on him then, weren't we? But now all of a sudden, nobody likes Mason, Big Pun, I'll take proven 4-time MVP over Mason, the 6th rounder. It's not even close. Mason wasn't drafted in the 6th round. He's a 3rd round pick. But I don't. Aaron Rodgers, the guy that's been in the league for an eternity. You bring it up, a 4-time MVP has 1 Super Bowl win. I'm just saying, and he wouldn't have won that if Rashard Mendenhall doesn't fumble the football. And that's without Marquise Pouncey, the mainstay of the offensive line. I mean, it is what it is. Truth is the truth. We just got to say it how it is. All we need now is a number 2 wide receiver. Why can't that be Roman Wilson? Why can't that be anybody else in that room? I mean, I think they do, AWOL, go out and get somebody. I do. I think they go out and make a trade. And I've heard some grumblings of some people that I think will be brought in probably around Latrobe is what I'm probably thinking by the time this trade gets done. They don't want to come out and be absolutely desperate. There are a lot of things that could happen from now until then. Foot's big. Wait to buy a Rodgers jersey when they are. Oh yeah, wait till you can go to TJ Maxx and buy him for $10 when he's out of the league in a year. Rudolph is the 31 quarterback in the league for a reason. I don't know how you can say that, Kenneth. Just because some website ranks him as the 31st best quarterback in the league doesn't mean they know what they're talking about, Kenneth. And I'm not dogging you, my friend. I'm not. I'm just trying to talk sense here. That just because some random website that claims to be an expert tells you that he's the 31st ranked quarterback in the NFL doesn't mean that that's the truth. Again, the last time you saw Mason Rudolph in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, he did nothing but light shit up in a top 5 quarterback statistically. And that's in a league with who? Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson. That's in that league. That's the same league that we're playing in right now. The same major key players. Mason Rudolph was a top 5 NFL quarterback, a top 5 National Football League quarterback during that time span. That can't be washed away. That can't be forgotten. I mean, I'm not. And I'm not advocating for Mason Rudolph to be the starter forever. I'd much rather see Will Howard to see what a young guy got. I'm ready to turn the page as a Steeler fan. I am ready to turn the page as somebody that does this type of stuff, this media stuff. I'm ready to see something different. The Steelers have already written this story several times. This is a repeat. It's like a bad dream that just keeps happening. You cannot band-aid the most important position in all of sports and continue to expect better results. You're not going to get it, guys. You're not. It's not going to happen. You cannot continue to band-aid something and expect something different to happen. It's the true definition of insanity, my friends. To do something over and over and expect different results, that means you are insane. That's the true definition. Don't blame me, blame the dictionary. Still 43. Bro, I'm sorry, but y'all got to start calling big. What's that? Bro, I'm sorry. Y'all got to start calling big. I don't know what that means, bro. You have to let me know what you mean by that, but still 43. What number is Rodgers going to wear? Number 12 hasn't been worn since Terry Bradshaw. Will he wear number 8? I don't know. I honestly, Andre, I'm not big on that. I don't really care what number. I'm not a big fan of like caring about that stuff. I see why people do, it's fun, but I don't care. But you know what? Boy, would that be crazy because Terry Bradshaw dug in on Aaron Rodgers, man. Armand in a house. He'll go 11-6. Then Khan will trade draft picks and get the wrong cute quarterback. Mason should have been quarterback 1 here. A year of Pickett draft till now. Hey man, I hope. I think there's more than just DK in that building, AWOL. I think you guys look at things and you only look at the flashy things. I don't think you guys look in depthly enough at this football team. And I'm not dogging anybody in particular. I just think there's a lot of fans out there that only see big names, and that's all they look at. They don't really look at this football team in an intricate way and really break down the position groupings and really look at the value that's there and what they have. But, that's why we're doing this type of stuff, this podcast, this YouTube live stream all the time. It's to try to help fans really dive deep and take a bigger look at it. And it's sometimes, people don't want to because it's boring sometimes to look at the nuts and bolts of everything in the inner workings. But there's more than just DK Metcalf in that building. There's a ton of weapons in that building. And this roster, in my opinion, is a top 10 roster in the National Football League. Big pun. What does he say? 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers is more mobile than Mason. Mason is a statue and an INT waiting to happen. I think you're wrong. Sorry, pun. I can't agree with you there. Punch the like button like a red-headed stepchild. Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely, my friends. Hey, hit that like button, my friends. Hit the shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live. Only on Mic Drop Sports. We truly appreciate that very, very much. When you guys hit that like button, it's absolutely great. Super chats are wide open. Memberships are 99 cents a month. And if you're not subscribed, well, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. This is the place to be for good, solid, honest conversation each and every day. Daniel Warman in the house. I think Rodgers is bad for the locker room, and this should get Tomlin fired. If it goes wrong, I think it's at the feet of Tomlin, no doubt about it. Donald Loudenback, the Steelers are playing for next year's draft. When you bring in Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how you're playing for next year's draft. That's not what you're screaming out that you're playing for. Supposedly, that's not what it's meant to be. What it means is that you're loading up because you feel like you can make a run and that the quarterback is the piece that you need. But I thought you had pieces in there that you could be comfortable with. But I could be wrong. Ben's pick six caused Pouncey out. Caused Pouncey out of the Packers. Yeah, that game was crazy. Armand, puts big flooded. AWOL. So Rodgers ain't better than Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Look at the paperwork. All we need is a wide receiver number two. He's not better than Josh Allen. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. And I don't care what his statistics are 10 years ago, AWOL. That's not Aaron Rodgers today, my friend. We're talking about today, right now, in the NFL, right this second. Aaron Rodgers is not better than any of those quarterbacks that you listed. He's not. He's just not. And that's truth. Sorry. Big pun. Rodgers only has one Super Bowl win. He's got more than Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, Dan Marino, Warren Moon, Dan Fouts combined. Okay. What does that mean, Big pun? What does that mean? I'm just asking, what does it mean? Nothing. We only count Lombardi trophies, man. That's the only thing that matters in this league. And in my opinion, for a career that spans 2 decades, to have one and you're supposedly this massive four-time MVP, world beater quarterback, and you only got one, I don't know. And you played for an organization that's historically pretty damn good year in and year out. But guess what? In the playoffs, how many times did we see Aaron Rodgers get that ass whooped in Lambeau Field? I don't know. I got to say a bunch. a bunch of times he got that ass whooped with home field advantage in Lambeau. Guys, are we forgetting about that shit? Is that just, magically gone? But we want to look at stats that we want to look at, but stats that we don't want to, we'll ignore, right? We'll just ignore those stats. We did that. So why do everyone hate Rodgers? He's the best thing since Big Ben, and that's facts. No one hates Rodgers. You cannot spin the narrative, AWOL. Please do not spin the narrative to spin it the way you want it to sound in your head. That's not what we're saying. Nobody. Well, I'm not. For me, I'll speak for myself. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers, and I wish him nothing but the best. But truth is truth. Reality's reality, and I have to speak it. Everybody wants to act like Aaron Rodgers is some savior, like he moves the needle enough on this football team that he's going to come in and the Steelers are instantly going to win a Super Bowl. That can't be the case with a guy that's had way better teams, way better rosters, way better through the course of his years, and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and still couldn't manage to muster up a win in Lambeau Field. I'm just saying, guys, reality, my friends. And we will look at Aaron Rodgers' statistics. We will definitely look at those things because I think they're very, very important. Aaron Rodgers' stats in the playoffs. We got to look at those too. Those are something that are very, very important here. Daniel Warman, Rodgers is not the answer. He will be out for the year by the end of training camp. Oh, I hope not. Hopefully they only get away with paying him $10 to $15 million. Bum, 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 bum. Daniel Warman, he's going to be 42 years old. The Steelers missed this one. Mason is the man. Mike says, great show, brother. This is a good move. Rodgers knows how to read the defenses. Haven't had that since Big Ben, so there you go. I think Mason Rudolph is ultra intelligent and can read the defenses really, really well. To sit here and question Mason Rudolph's intelligence is laughable almost, Mike. I love your comments. I appreciate you being with us here on the podcast. But man, dude, Mason Rudolph's intelligence is not in question here. Definitely not in question here. And Will Howard is nothing but a super intelligent guy also. So if we're talking about reading defenses, I don't know about that being the real reason why it would be better to have Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to know Aaron Rodgers' record versus the Steelers. Hold on. I wrote that in there wrong. That's why. And I agree. And guys, I want you, though, to have these conversations. I want you to have these opinions in the chat. If I don't agree with you, that's okay. This is what this is about, and I love it. I love the comments, and I'm not dogging anybody. This is what spirited conversation is. This is why America should be great, is to have these conversations, disagree, get crazy, get rowdy. It's fun. Sorry, Jason. I am just a Mason Rudolph fan. I wish he was a Bengal. I love Mason Rudolph, man. I think A-Rod has been eating the hippie shrooms. His body should be back right after the Achilles tear. That's the thing, too. Last season, he wasn't healed from that tear. He just wasn't. And that's another thing, though, that we have to look at is age and healing and injuries. When Mason the Red-Nosed Reindeer has to come in, are we all going to dog him then? Probably not. Mike says Rodgers 316. Let me get a drink before I read Big Pun. I should have loaded this up with vodka if I knew Pun was going to be in the chat. I'm just busting your nuts, Pun. All right. All right. All right. Hey, sorry, guys. I accidentally hit that too hard and it double tapped my screen. But I was outside. I had to restain my whole deck, man. Not my deck like boards, but all my pillars and shit. And I've been out there and I feel like I caught a hell of a sunburn. But Pun says, let's be honest. Other than that game-winning drive versus Arizona, he's been mediocre in the playoffs. He has a documented history of ugly INTs in the playoffs. Who are we talking about? Ben Roethlisberger? He has two, and he played in three. Aaron Rodgers has played in one and won one. Ben Roethlisberger has played in three and won two. I'm going to roll the dice and go with Ben all day. I'm sorry. I don't care how you win. I care that you do win. I don't care how it works out. That's not the case. I don't care about stats like that. I care about your win-loss record. That's what I care about. I don't care how you get it the hell done. I don't. Aaron Rodgers' career playoff stats. We're going to bring that up. Kodak, hey, Jay, caught this late. As a Jets fan, nobody hates Rodgers, but at the same time, he's not a winning quarterback when it counts. He also is a drama queen. Mike Tomlin can handle him. You got this. Rooting for y'all. Good to see you, Kodak. Appreciate your comments, man. Appreciate you being in the chat, brother. Mike, I'm just saying he's good at the love Rudolph and Howard. I get you. I get you, Mike. And that's why we're talking about it, boys and girls. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I don't want to come off ever to you guys like I'm dogging you. I'm not. I appreciate you all very much. I'm just here to play devil's advocate with everything. All right, let's talk about a playoff record for Aaron Rodgers here in the playoffs, if we can. Games played. Only 1 year did he play four, and that was the year that he beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl. But every other year, he's only played 3 games in the playoffs one other time. One time, other than the four. So he's only, other than the Super Bowl year, he's only played 3 games in the playoffs once. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years he's been ousted in round one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 years he's been ousted in round two. Most of those with home field advantage. I mean, it is what it is. When it counts, guys, I'm talking about the playoffs, especially winning B2B MVPs late in the career, maybe a product of the system he was in. Historically great franchise with an elite QB. AWOL, I'm just happy we got a real quarterback. I'm not hating on anything you say. I'm just saying we have a 60% upgrade from what we have since Big Ben left. I mean, I can see what you're saying, and I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is better than these guys right now. And again, I got to say this, though, and I got to play devil's advocate. Mason's never got a fair chance, ever, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not one time, not once. 0 times has Mason Rudolph got a real chance to grow as a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, and that's just facts. And has never got a real chance anywhere with that. And Will Howard, we just don't know anything about. But I think he has the body type, and I think he has the intelligence, and I think he has the arm strength to be something, but probably not in the city of Pittsburgh. Big Pun, let's be honest, other than that game-winning TD, I don't know what you're talking about. Ben? I don't think any of those Packers teams were that great. That's from Mark Malone. TJ Black, okay, A Rod is here. Get a MF wide receiver too. Oh, God, guys, that's what we'll be talking about every day. Damn, we got a damn good show for y'all. Damn good show. Let's keep going. Kodak, he also played fantastic down the stretch of the year for us last year. Problem is, we had major issues other than him. He wasn't the only problem. He was just a part of it. His star. Mike Rogers will be there for minicamp that day. He's serious about winning. Big pun. Come on, Jason. You claim you only care about wins, not how, but yet you diminished Rogers' Super Bowl win by Mendenhall fumble. Yeah, I don't think he wins that game. That's not diminishing it at all, Big Pun. I just don't think that that game ends up with that outcome if Rashard Mendenhall doesn't fumble in that situation. Go back and rewatch the game. The Steelers, it was a tough game. It was the Super Bowl. It was between two good teams at that time, two good quarterbacks at that time at the prime of their careers, and they were battling. And Rashard Mendenhall made the lethal fumble. And the Steelers were already handicapped without Pouncey, but that fumble doesn't happen. I don't believe that game ends like that. The Steelers were moving, man. I just watch it again. I've watched it several times. I don't watch all the wins a bunch. I watch the heartbreaks and see what we can do differently. And that's not diminishing his Super Bowl win. He won it. A win's a win. But if we want to talk about who's better, I'll trade the two Super Bowls Ben Roethlisberger has won. I'll trade the three Super Bowls that Ben Roethlisberger has been in and played in. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't trade that for the four MVPs Aaron Rodgers has. That doesn't mean anything to me. What matters is collecting trophies in the trophy case. That is what we play this game for, guys. And since when did we lose sight of that? Oh, I know. When fantasy football came out and statistics are the only thing that matters. Not catching Lombardi trophies, not sitting there doing confetti, snow angels in the confetti. You know, that shit don't matter. It's just what stats are. Aaron Derrick, yo, Jason, what's up, brother? Like your new layout. I can't believe A-Rod signed. Never thought I'd see the day. I knew it was going to happen. I've been preaching it. I said it was going to happen. I just didn't know when. And then I was starting to grow leery here as we approached minicamp. But man, I kept saying it. I thought it was going to happen a while ago. But man, I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing. Hey, well, we should all be happy and see what Rodgers does and give him a chance. All he needs is weapons. Y'all act like this ain't a veteran or something. I just know his age. I just know what old quarterbacks typically do. They fall off, they're injury prone, and that's just a concern of mine. Do I want him to do really well? Absolutely, guys. Absolutely, I want him to do well. What's up, Tyler? What's up? All right, guys, I got to catch up in the chat a little bit. Tomlin should at least allow Rodgers to throw over the middle of the field. Yeah, he isn't going to restrict Aaron from throwing over the middle of the field. So that will be a positive. Absolutely, Robert. Because, guys, man, if you turn on the tape, it's bad. Some of that shit across the middle of the field last year. Mark Malone says this is the best Rodgers roster he's ever played with by far. Yeah, too bad he's not 36 or 35. You know, it's a shame he's 42. Thomas Breeze in the house. Early mistake aside, Rudolph played well in the icy game in Buffalo. I think so too. I think the tremendous amount of fumbles that offense had during that game is the dagger. Mason Rudolph had that team within 7 points late in the game. You know, I'm not saying that they were going to win, whatever, but I thought he played all right. Okay, so if you had a choice between Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco, or Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, who would you take? Joe Burrow. That's who I would take. Here we go. Show on scene. What's that? Oh, my Floyd is pink with a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that so very much, my Floyd as pink. Again, thank you very much for the super chat. Let me find it here. Let me bring it up. Here we go. Steelers. Nice. I don't know if I want to make sure a little ding came up also when you did it. I had it set to it, but it's all new. Sleeping Lady. Hey, everyone. Glad we finally got A-Rod. He's still got some play in him. Mark Collins in the house. Big Ben has more to come, more wins in the NFL history. That's a fact. He has more than John Elway. That's a fact. Mike Rodgers was on fire in that Super Bowl. All his passes were on the money. Yeah, I mean, he played well. That's what I said. He played well, but, he's only won one. Steve Winters. Hi, Jason. Always a pleasure to join your awesome show. Wouldn't that be something if Rodgers leads us to a Super Bowl and he's the one that beat us in a Super Bowl? That would probably be a first. I got to say, that would probably be an absolute first, my friends, that a guy beats a team in a Super Bowl and then leads them to a Super Bowl. That would be a first. I got to say it. I think it would be anyway. Mark Malone, we're definitely starting the season 6-0, going 13-4ish now. Man, Mark, I love Mark Malone. Always brightens my day, and I got to say this about Mark because he always got that fire for the Steelers, man, and it really pumps me up. TJ Black. Would we want Scary Terry for $34 million? Heard he wants that. He's 30 years old, maybe a 2-year deal. TJ, they cannot bring him in. They're going to be cash strapped now. They're not. They're not going to be able to pay him. It's just not going to be possible. Sorry. I would love Scary Terry, TJ. I would love him, man. But let's be real honest about it. There's no way the Steelers financially can swing that right now. That's just from my looking at things right now, the way the financial situation is. Um, After you sign Aaron, even if you free up TJ, you're not going to have enough money to pay a wide receiver $33 million per season for 2 years. You're just not going to have it. They're not going to be able to do it. Even if you re-sign TJ and redo his deal, that will free up roughly around 20 million, 25 million, something like that. But you're just not going to have it. And the Steelers like to have a little bit of cushion too to break glass in case of emergency during the season. So sadly, they're just not going to be able to do that. Again, thank you for My Floyd is Pink, always a great friend of the show for the super chat. We appreciate him. Here we go, Steelers. This one is great. AR12 is back. I don't think he'll be number 12 in the city of Pittsburgh, man. But boy, would that not be interesting with the comments that Terry Bradshaw had about Aaron Rodgers to have him wear the number 12 that hasn't been worn since Terry Bradshaw, a figure in Pittsburgh that won 4 Super Bowls as the quarterback of your Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely one of the first dynasties to ever be ever in the NFL, in the National Football League. Big pun, what'd he say? Rudolph threw one of the ugliest red zone INTs in NFL playoff history at Buffalo. I don't think so. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, pun. I think you are drinking or something, my friend. You must be hammered. I'm just busting your nuts. Hey, AWOL, your answer piss me off. LOL, but you're right. LOL. That's what we got to do, though. AWOL, that's the fun of this shit, ain't it? Another Wombat in the house. Rodgers' play will be entirely dependent on the line. He's basically going to be a game manager with a strong arm. You're absolutely right. Another Wombat. It's ultra dependent on the offensive line, no doubt about that. And I think there's tremendous potential there for this offensive line to be one of the league's best with the tremendous amounts of draft capital that have been invested in it. The Steelers have quietly built the trenches up in a big way and have done something really special on both sides of the ball in terms of their fronts. And really taking care to really fix the trenches. But I have to say something about your comment. You say game manager with a strong arm. All the great quarterbacks are simply guys, just game managers. That's what they are. That's what all the great quarterbacks are. And that's exactly what you want. So we hope that Aaron Rodgers can do that and play within Arthur Smith's system. Arthur Smith's system, guys, I got to tell you this, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be really pumped right now about Aaron Rodgers coming to the city of Pittsburgh. But I got to warn you about something. Oh, I was doing a lot of stuff too outside, man. I was painting and shit too. Another wombat. It sucks, huh? I enjoy taking care of my yard, but we got to talk about Arthur Smith's schematics and his system. This isn't going to be no high flying acrobatic offense. It's just not. Regardless if Aaron Rodgers is there or not, it's going to be we want to run it down your fucking throat type offense. That's what the Steelers want to be. We want to beat the shit out of you type team. That's what Mike Tomlin wants to be. So yeah, just because Aaron Rodgers is coming doesn't mean the Steelers light it up for 6 touchdown passes in a game. I don't believe that to be the schematic setup. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. Mark Malone, come on, man. So what we need to shut you up? Hey, don't say shut up to Mark. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice in the chat. My Floyd is Pig 79. Zeus came down from the mountain. What does our game plan mean? Are we run heavy team with Zeus as the quarterback? I think you're still the same schematically. I don't think that schematically or the schematics change. I think the difference with Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, in my opinion, is you're going to get completions of those wide open wide receivers across the middle. I think you're going to be able to incorporate the tight end more, which I believe truly will increase the productivity of this offense. Absolutely. I also believe with the addition of DK Metcalf and the subtraction of George Pickens, you're in a better place regardless than what you were in the wide receiver room last year. DK Metcalf is better than George Pickens. He's a better teammate than George Pickens, and he doesn't half-ass plays out there like George Pickens. Is George Pickens a good talent? Absolutely. Would they have been a great dynamic duo? Absolutely. But George Pickens has maturity issues, and that's a problem, and that's why they shipped him out. Nobody in the building can stand his dumbass. The man didn't even know what optimistic meant in a freaking news conference. Let's be honest about it. And I know people want to tell me, oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. No, he didn't. The guy's that dumb. Let's be fucking real honest about it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the guy's that dumb. Great talent, superstar, man. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. I wish him nothing but the best, but he's a dumbass that causes issues. You got to move on. And that's what it is, guys. Do you think the Steelers would just throw away a guy that they expect to be a top shelf wide receiver in the NFL? No, they wouldn't. Daniel Warman, everything is setting up for an interesting season. It's going to be fun. Love Mike Drop Sports. Thanks, Jason. Man, we appreciate you, Daniel. Definitely. Thank you, my friend. Let's keep going here. Who do I want as wide receiver too? I mean, I think they need to trade for somebody if they want to, really load up with weapons. I think Calvin Austin's going to have a tremendous year. I think Roman Wilson's starting to step up. I think there's guys, man. I definitely do. I think there's a lot of guys, no doubt about it. But it is what it is for right now. Let's keep going here. All right. Mark Collins, for all of you Rodgers lovers, remember he can't run just like Wilson. So if your tackles don't play well, he's dead meat, sitting duck. Yeah, true. I mean, though, he can get out of the pocket still. He's not like a statue back there, but it is what it is. My Floyd is Pink with yet another super chat. Best Steelers stream on YouTube. Thank you. That's from My Floyd is Pink 79. Thank you so very much. We truly appreciate those super chats and definitely love when you guys support the channel. And just like My Floyd is Pink did, given those super chats, the super chats are wide open as always here on the channel, and it is an excellent way to support the channel. Last month, I got to congratulate JD, one of our great listeners, one of our OGs of the channel. He was the top contributor at Mike Drop Sports last month. He had super chats and gifted memberships, and he was the top contributor last month. So we want to say thank you to JD for being our top contributor last month. And we are going to start recognizing our top contributor each and every single month to let you guys know our appreciation. And definitely we keep track of that stuff so we can recognize and just simply say thank you. And it means so very much when you guys do that. And also it means a lot when you just hit the like and share button too. And subscribe if you're not already. Also, guys, memberships, 99 cents a month. We were up to 100, so some of those memberships ran out. We need about 16 to get back up to 100. So let's get those memberships. They're only 99 cents a month. Craig Werlow in the house. Don't know if it's true, but ESPN said 1 year, 10 million. I can see. My guess is 1 year, 10 to 15 million. I don't think the financial structure has been put out there yet. But we can double check while we're on here. Let's just see. All right. TJ Black. If Rodgers wears 12, that's going to rub the Bradshaw family in the wrong way. Rub Terry the wrong way for sure. I don't think it will happen. I don't think that number is available to be worn. Number 1 isn't available to be worn. Number 12 isn't available to be worn. Some of those numbers are just not available. Thank you. My Floyd is Pink gifted 10 Mike Drop Sports memberships. Um, Definitely. Thank you, man. Thank you. My Floyd is Pink is on fire. Fire. Thank you, my friend. We truly appreciate that so very much. My Floyd is Pink gifted 10 Mike Drop Sports memberships. Remember, guys, that's 99 cents a month. And we're growing this thing, man. Growing it big, growing it fast. We're about to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. And I know that isn't a lot to everybody. But man, that's a lot for somebody that started this shit out of the mud, bro. And I'm very happy and very proud to be on this journey with all of you guys. No way he wears 12. That wouldn't be right. Just saying. Hey, Mike Drop, how many games are you going to? Going to games is very, very difficult for me considering I do this. It's very, very tough because I do shows pre and post game, and I coach football on Sundays for my youth team, which this year is going to be very difficult with shows and coaching because of the game times. Now I'm coaching an older group of kids, so yeah, it's gonna be tough. So we'll see, man. I hope my kid goes and plays middle school ball next year, man, because that'll free me up for the weekends, and I think he's getting good enough. I don't want to say it too loud, but man, he's been busting his ass. My kid got that work ethic for some reason. I don't know where the hell he gets it from, but my lord, dude, that's all he wants to do is be out there playing ball. It's crazy. Probably not going to any AWOL. I'm working on getting hammered. Hey! Nice. Footbig's working on getting hammered, baby. He's working on it. He's trying to get tore up from the floor up in here. Robert Road in the house says Terry burned enough bridges with the Steelers that we might actually see Rodgers wearing number 12 in the black and gold. Yeah, he has burned a lot of bridges, no doubt, Robert. I just cannot see it happening, man. I'd be absolutely shocked, man, floored. Mark Collins, Terry Bradshaw doesn't get the credit he deserves. He was the only quarterback to call his own plays. He was dominant. Absolutely. He was amazing. 4-time Super Bowl champion. Uh, Monster, dude. I think Rodgers is good to have to help Will Howard grow. I got to say this, guys. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to do shit for Will Howard. I don't want you guys. I don't know why fans, and this isn't against footbigs or anything, because his comment, it would be nice, no doubt, for Aaron Rodgers to mentor Will Howard. It would be absolutely amazing. But guys, you guys got to remember this, and fans all the time are talking about Big Ben should come be the offensive coordinator, or Big Ben should have mentored this person, or this quarterback should have mentored that person. Man, they're going to be a great mentor. Guys, these guys aren't there to be mentors. This is a job. They are trying to make money. They want to be the starter. They don't care what's going on with any other player, man. If that player that's under them just happens to learn something, cool. And they're not going to be mad about it. They're going to be friends with them. They're going to be cool with them. But they're not in the business of training somebody to take their job. I don't care what stage of the career they're in. They're not in the business of doing that, my friends. And I know fans are big on that. And they're big on players coming back and being coaches, or players coming back and being mentors. It's a business, guys. It's truly a business. Barry Bear, Steeler fan for 55 years. Do you honestly think Rodgers is the answer? I do not. But congratulations on being a Steeler fan for 55 years, Barry Bear. That is absolutely awesome. And we are pleased to have people like you inside of Steelers Nation. TJ, Zach Frazier is our best lineman. Second, I say Troy. Troy, we haven't seen enough. We can't crown him that yet, TJ, but I think Zach Frazier is an absolute dominant player. I think he will continue to grow, and he was the league's best center when he was drafted in terms of that rookie class. He was the best center to come out of that class, and I think he'll continue to head on that all-pro type trajectory that I think that he is going to be at eventually. Is he there yet? No, but I think he's pretty damn good for a young player going into his second year. Also, the minutes and the games, the starts that Mason McCormick and Zach Frazier got last season are absolutely invaluable, and they are going to prove to be really, really special in terms of what they're going to be able to do here in 2025. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, share button, all that good shit, man. Beat it up like you freaking own it. And we got a damn good show for you guys. AWOL, every time you answer my questions, I take a drink. Please don't answer no more questions. Oh, shit. We're getting you tore up, my friend. Yes, yes, yes. Ding dong. You're getting tore up, bro. I'm answering all your shit now. Everybody make sure that we point out when AWOL puts his stuff up there so we can take a drink. Scott Chafin says, hate it. Tell us how you really feel, Scott. TJ Black, Arthur Smith better let A-Rod take the reins and not handicap him. I don't think it was Arthur Smith handicapping that offense last year, guys. It's Mike freaking Tomlin. He said it publicly. How many times does he have to say it for you guys to blame the right person? Mike Tomlin said he doesn't want the ball thrown across the middle of the field because he doesn't want to risk turnovers. He said it several times in several different ways. This is Mike Tomlin's ultra conservative bullshit. He does it to the defense. He does it to the offense. He wants to play a brand of football that's ultra conservative. That is 10-7, 16-13. That's the type of game Mike Tomlin wants to win, guys. Mike says balance, run and pass. Yeah, you got to have balance in run and pass, or you don't win in the National Football League. Guys, most teams that win the Super Bowl definitely run the football really, really well, and they have to. Craig Werlow, Rodgers is his own offensive coordinator. Not here. I don't think that'll happen. I think Rodgers will have more liberty to change plays and things of that nature. Big Pun says, seriously, Q is the serious Q. Is the current Steelers roster superior to the Tampa Bay roster 43-year-old Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with? Ooh, good question, Pun. I like that one, man. I'm going to say that I'm not quite sure. I can't give you a really, truly definitive answer. I'm going to say I think this roster is pretty damn good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's hard to compare this Steelers team to a team that won the Super Bowl when this Steelers team hasn't done anything just yet, So I don't know. I would say comparable at an initial glance, off the top of my head, but a great question. I feel like that's a really good question when you're trying to compare the Aaron Rodgers to other quarterbacks that are aging, But Tom Brady's the GOAT, guys. He never aged. Steve Winters. Hey, Jason, how did the Gabe Davis visit guys go? Gabe Davis, I don't believe becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler, guys. There's something wrong with his medicals from what I'm hearing. And I've heard it from several people that something's going on with that medical shit. I don't think he becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler. There was a reason the Jags got rid of him for sure, and that's probably it. There's something going on there with that medical stuff, and I don't know what it is. I'm not going to claim to. But there's something that's concerning that the Steelers did not like, and that's the truth of the matter. Mike says, GP drinking Thunderbird. You get that shit from Big B. That Thunderbird shit. Y'all with that Thunderbird shit, man. Y'all are bringing it over here now, Thunderbird. I've never even heard of Thunderbird until you guys and Big B and them guys brought it up whenever I was on their show that one night. I heard it. I was like, what the hell is Thunderbird, bro? When I was growing up, I was drinking like St. Ides, Mad Dog 2020, E&J, that type of shit. That's what I grew up on. Steel Reserve beer. Now that's a liquor. That's a drink that I'm telling you, grown folks drink, man. If you get that Steel Reserve, and at the time, the only place you could find Steel Reserve was on the military base. That was the only place I could find it. Was when I was in the military. I bought it at the BX or the Shopette. They had it at the Shopette. You could get it at both places, but it was just a can of beer that was silver and it said Steel Reserve. That was it, bro. And we buy 40 ounce, like the 40 ounces of Steel Reserve, or we buy the big pounder cans of Steel Reserve. And that shit would rock you, bro. And it was cheap as shit. So if you want to be a true alcoholic, yeah, you probably be on that Thunderbird, but you got to be on that Steel Reserve, bro. It's nasty as shit. It tastes like hell, but boy, for like real cheap. I can't remember the prices off the top of my head, but the shit was cheap. Shit is cheap, bitch. Shit is cheap, and you got hammered, bro. You drink like 3 of those 40s, you're crushed, blackout crushed. Hey, you spit facts too, AWOL. I appreciate you, man. Steve Winters, I do believe the Steelers are gonna have a kick-ass season. I'm not sure what our record's gonna be, but we're gonna be contending. Contending. Watch. Let's go black and gold. Amen. I'm gonna catch up in the chat here a little bit. Brobarian, let's keep it positive. Just no sense of saying he's good at this and that, calling them dumb. He's a good guy. He's young. He's got a lot to learn. We can just get past. He's on a different. Hold on. Let me get all your comment. Different team. I hear what you're saying. I just call it like I see it, bro, Barian, and I don't mince words. And I got to be honest, and that's part of what I do. And sometimes I know people get offended by some of this stuff because sometimes people just do. And that's their opinion, that's their prerogative. But my job here is to just be completely 1000% raw, authentic, and truthful. And I'm not going to sit here and mince words. I'm not going to tiptoe around anything. George Pickens needed to go. No one in that building liked him. The young man was dumb. It is what it is. He had a bad attitude, bad work ethic, and it was time to move on. He is on a different team, so I really don't care about talking about him. I was just bringing him up in context. But again, I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he finds out how to become a man instead of a child. I really do. I'm not wishing the young man any ill will, but I got to call it like I see it. And stupid is as stupid does, man. And it is what it is. When you get up on a podium and you can't understand the word optimistic and you're supposed to be a college graduate, you're supposed to be, a National Football League player. You're supposed to carry yourself a little bit in a respectable way, getting up there and being stupid is what it is, and I just got to call it out. And it's nothing to dog him or anything. It is what it is, and I'm not. I don't. I try not to bring it up all the time, but it is what it is. So I apologize if it offends anybody, but Jason's not going to mince words, and I owe it to you guys to be absolutely raw, and I'm not gonna ever back down from that. Game manager, no game dictator. I like that. AWOL, we don't have money for a good wide receiver number 2. We need to get what we can afford. You do have money, but you don't have Terry McLaurin money. You're not going to go out there and pay another wide receiver right now $30 million. You just can't. It just doesn't work financially. I mean, maybe you can, but you're going to end up cash strapping your ass. And if there is an emergency, you're going to have to do stupid shit to get money to fix those emergencies. And the Steelers don't like to work in that realm. Rodgers has quick release and can still sling the rock. He can, man. Congratulations to all the people that gained some Mic Drop Sports memberships. Vegas, TGJ, Alfonso Gonzalez, Rodney Ross, Carlton Rowley, Frank Campbell, Winter, Steelers Nation Australia. What's up, Mark? Kevin Schroyer, Mark Malone, Steve Winters. Glad you guys all got those memberships from My Floyd is Pink. We appreciate it. Absolutely. JD, again, thank you for being last month's top contributor here at Mike Drop Sports. That was truly appreciated, and we got to recognize you guys all the time when you guys are doing such good things. Now, Jason, I asked this before, but with the signing with A-Rod, what does our offense look like? Run heavy or other? It's the same. It's not going to change. It's going to be a run-centric offense. Just like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but that exactly it. It's not going to change. Arthur Smith's schematics aren't going to change. They want to utilize the tight end. They want to utilize the play action pass, and they want to run the football down your damn throat, and that's what they want to do. And yeah, that doesn't change no matter who's the quarterback. Scott Chafin, I just don't get this. Was it to show the defense they're trying? I think they've backed themselves into a corner, and the vets didn't trust the organization. I don't think the vets do trust the organization, and I think guys like T.J. Watt, their patience are wearing thin, and I don't blame them if they go ring chasing somewhere else. I don't, because the Steelers haven't shown them until this offseason. I think the Steelers have made a concerted effort into loading up and trying to win. I think they've went maybe down the wrong path quarterback wise, but they painted themselves into this corner, and the question remains: do the Steelers look stupid for waiting on Aaron Rodgers all this time, or does it not even matter now? I would say it doesn't really even matter because it didn't matter either way, whether he was here or not. So I don't think they look stupid. I just think that they maybe, if they wanted to have a different option, they should have thought about it long and hard beforehand. Mike, Rodgers will let the Steelers know that Howard is the real deal or not on his way out of Pittsburgh as a good deed, maybe. I don't buy any into that, Mike. I don't. That's just my thing. This is a business again. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I couldn't give you that answer, man. AWOL, who would you take as a wide receiver number 2 if you had a choice? Probably one of the guys from Green Bay. I think that makes the most sense financially. I think it's an easier trade to execute there. I think you can get away with a third, fourth round guy or pick and get away with that. The Steelers have 3 third-round picks. I believe they have 2 or 3 fourth-round picks. So I think that they can execute one of those trades up there with something similar to that. I believe Chris Olave is still on the table. I think, though, if a Chris Olave trade would come, I think that would end up being maybe during training camp or really, really close to the start of it or just before the end of it, because the Saints are going to wake up and realize that their team fucking blows and that they don't have a chance and that they need to rebuild. And how else do you rebuild? You go out there and you trade away significant pieces in order to build up your draft capital. However, guys like Omar Khan, who've been ranked one of the worst GMs in the entire football league, have done nothing but good things over the last couple of years, like, building up tremendous amounts of draft capital for 2026 and absolutely flipping this Pittsburgh Steelers roster into one of the better rosters and doing things that aren't the sexy moves. All these analysts out there think the sexy moves and the fun moves and the great moves, and people get praised for going and drafting a wide receiver, but they don't do anything inside of the trenches where it all starts. But Omar Khan, Andy Weidel, Mike Tomlin, they've put a concerted effort into making sure these trenches were rebuilt, and that can't go unnoticed. The Steelers have done something really, really, really special. It's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did not long ago and continue to do still to this day, and that is really focus on the trenches and really understand that nothing else matters but the trenches. And once the trenches get moving, that's when this thing starts to go in the right direction and playoff wins start to happen. Good things start to happen. You start to win playoff games more than one inside of a playoff season. That's what starts to happen when you do the right things. And the Steelers have always had that focus, but they slipped away from it for a little bit. And they were trying to reach in certain times and grab players from different position groupings that, they could have worried about later down the road or addressed in free agency. And instead, the Steelers have flipped back to doing what matters, and that's going and finding players that play in the trenches. The big men are what matter in that building. They don't get enough praise. They don't get enough money. They are the whole thing they are the reason teams are good. When teams are really, really good, yeah, the quarterback plays a big role, no doubt. It's the most important position in sports. But excluding the quarterback, it's the big men. It's the big men on both sides of the football. And if they do really, really well, the team does really, really well. They're the most important guys on a football team, but yet they don't get the money and they don't, well, some of them do. Some of the tackles get big, big, big bucks. But overall, if you're talking about overall, I think that they deserve more attention. They deserve more praise. I really do. I am pro big man, and I never played a down of offensive lineman in my life, defensive lineman ever. But man, now that I coach football, I just realize how so very important they are and just what they mean to a franchise. All right, guys, I got to get off here, man. You guys are absolutely awesome with the comments. You guys have been lighting it up. Wild Irish Rose. That's a, oh, shit, bro, Barry. That's a throwback. Wild Irish Rose. What's up, Big D? D says, all I have to say, I can't, I'm not saying it. You man, you the man, Jay. I hope you're kicking life like it owes you money. God bless. It does owe me a lot of money, baby. But good to see you, D. I'm not going to say that one word, though. I just don't want to cause no shit. Who's Trey Palmer, Mark? Oh, Tampa Bay? I mean, maybe. You might be onto something there. Oh my, Rob Lightfoot says Lord Calvert and Mountain Dew Chaser. Damn, bro. Y'all were throwing some heavy shit out here. Lord Calvert, I haven't heard that in a long ass time, man. All right, guys, I want you to enjoy one of the best hooks out there right now in all of this game that we play here, podcasting, everything made by Josh J. Hook, our producer. He has been absolutely instrumental in stepping our game up here at the channel. So I want you guys to enjoy this outro, intro, just the Mic Drop Sports theme music, baby. It's original, no copyright bullshit. It's ours, and I think we got the best one in the game. And we'll see you tomorrow, man, on a Friday, and maybe some more Steelers crazy shit will happen. But until then, my friends, I'm Jason. This is Mic Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. And man, that was a damn good show. All right, guys, see you tomorrow.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mic Drop Sports. Steel City Live.